will be a favorite most tournaments they enter, so it's always a pleasure to watch that and see WaffleBox is much more of a wild card, trying to tame the beast, and there's going to be a splash between, well, a clash between the Splashomatic and Mr. Coco. That's pretty good for WaffleBox right now. WaffleBox has a very good lockdown of their side of the map.
That was a pretty good defense from WaffleBox, I would say. A lot of it really comes from experience, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
I would never be able to pull those type of moves like that. It was pretty smooth.
Yeah, very good. And look at like these three specials that are aligned for WaffleBox are going to mean that it's going to be pretty tough for DblCookies to really get in with a special that's a bit wide. And right now, WaffleBox is building specials so beautifully.
That is indeed a beautiful special line right there. I don't think you could ever make it with any other cards, really. But the space is starting to run out for WaffleBox. He has to start making moves here with 5 turns left and going into the 4th turn soon. Both sides seems pretty fair and equal for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Yeah,
don't know.
Double has more space in the middle in yellow, but WaffleBox so efficient right now, looking to use Harmony to get in and get some more out of a piece of that middle.
It may be a little clash depending on what they use. Oh, Splat Bomb right in that corner. That is absolutely beautiful. DblCookies has 5 in the last 3 turns, and it is going to be pretty interesting on how things turn because WaffleBox seems to have a really big cards in the hand right now.
Yeah, pretty big cards, but with 3 turns left, he's going to elect just to build special. WaffleBox used most of their special points just for Harmony, and right now they're just looking to rebuild that special, and there's not many turns left. That's going to give a lot of initiative to Double. And DblCookies is just clinching the lead back with 2 turns left. Oh, that's such a good editor. Look at that, that's beautiful.
But it may just be enough for WaffleBox to squeeze in that Inkstorm in one of the spots here, but it is quite defensive placement, so I wouldn't say he would be able to go far with the Inkstorm, but we just have to see. Oh, but it is a 6 though, so it will probably be with the Flutter.
Yeah, both players with 6 special points. WaffleBox only able to use 5 though, if DblCookies has a good 6 special handy, and they can place it through that wall of special dots that we see here on the side of WaffleBox. They maybe could clench their way back.
Or maybe Inkstorm to play it safer, who knows. It is interesting to see.
And just a few seconds left, make a decision. WaffleBox is going to go with a Steel here.
And then the Power Clam. Oh, but the Power Clam gets overran because it is bigger than Steel Eel.
The game is going to go to WaffleBox thanks to that beautiful building that we saw on their own side. DBL is going to need to be a bit more aggressive if they want to prevent that from happening in the next game. But it's a best of 5, which means we have lots of room to get back, lots of time to get back in, and DblCookies not out of the game yet.
It is interesting. It had a pretty good, decent start. Just WaffleBox just knows that move, just knows where to defend. And at the end, turned it around with Harmony playing right in that center, eating up a lot of the spot. So, what can we say? It was just quite the play. We are now at River Drift starting off.
Yeah, and Harmony is gonna come right away for both players. Very symmetrical for now, and looking to use the Flutter to to try to extend that and establish complete lockdown on the side of the map for WaffleBox. Meanwhile, Curry on the side of DblCookies is going to be lose just 1 dot, not that much of a problem.
It is interesting to see.
Ooh!
Ooh. It is very interesting to see Harmony being played, especially with how it can combo off with like Belugas, but a lot of times when I'm playing Harmony, I would be playing things like Scrapper. Scrapper is one of the biggest card that actually fits into Harmony, but if you don't have those two cards right next to each other, it's really hard to use.
Yeah, combo's so efficient right now, and WaffleBox looking to just establish as many combos as they can. I mean, right now both players have their side of the map really cut out for themselves, and it's really on who's able to build better, to have the most efficiency. And DblCookies already with 4 special points built up. That's pretty good for them.
And especially with a lot of the space in the back, DblCookies seems to have the control of the map for now. We'll just have to see what WaffleBox has to bring up to the table with this battle. It is interesting to see a lot of the cards though. I usually do not see more weapons in a deck, especially in River Drift, but I think WaffleBox is up for something. I think he knows what he is doing than I am, for the most part.
WaffleBox with the Wiper is going to make 2 specials that are pretty close to enemy territory though, behind, like the neutral blocks. So that is going to be a bit tricky for WaffleBox to get in. Meanwhile, TBL has better special dots position. Oh, well, never mind.
Pushing up wouldn't be a bad idea, but it will be hard to build off of that special alone. It is going to be 5 turns left after this placement, but the special attack comes through, small fry into a special point. DblCookies now have 6. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting 6, and right now WaffleBox looking to put a huge YouTuber in DblCookies' side, and DblCookies, do they need to really answer that? I mean,
I think playing smaller card there would be more beneficial, just to paint a little more. Oh, but the Shelly and Donnie is bigger than GooTuber.
Bigger by 1 point, and that's going to be very good for WaffleBox. WaffleBox can now put the blah blah blah, rebuild some special, and we are now nearing the last 3 turns of the game, and here we are very much ahead in special points. He's going to use a ninja right away. WaffleBox has still lots of room for themselves, even after that invasion.
We don't know what DblCookies has. He may have a long card like Steelio hovering over on that end, but we're just not sure what the plan is with the Inkjet coming through. Maybe a smaller card, maybe a bigger card.
That's going to be a smaller card. The Slusher is going to munch a bit of that steel. He'll build special right away. And that means DBL is just 3 points ahead. That Eater focus scope is going to change that a bit, and with the 312, WaffleBox doesn't even need to build these special points, so that's like a perfect card.
There is some sections that he could fit the Inkstorm in, so we will just wait and see where he thinks the best option is. It is going to be pretty close if DblCookies also puts down a special, but he has enough for one of those big cards for 5 specials, so it is going to be pretty interesting of a play. As he also has a really big spot that he could take over with just how he pushed with the Slosher there, so we just might have to wait and see. We just don't know.
Yeah, that's a fairly nice Inkstorm placement. We are going to need a lot of efficiency because DblCookies has 5 special points at already, and that's going to be the heavy decker getting right in And expanding a few points, and that's going to be a close one. Again, by 3 points, WaffleBox is 2-0 against DblCookies.
I think that initial breakthrough with what was it, the Splat Charger, I believe? I
Yeah,
think that was
Charger.
already very
Mm-hmm.
big. And like I said, going smaller in a lot of those pushes is actually beneficial because cards that are bigger will be overran with smaller cards. So I think that was a really crucial moment for Waffle there.
Yeah, and DblCookies right now back against the wall needs a reverse sweep to stay in winner's bracket. And we're going to go to Double Gemini.
A very angled map. I also try to build a lot of decks around Double Gemini because Lil Judd's cards are just crucial, and it really showed a lot. Like some of the Salmonid cards are really strong in this particular map, so it'll be interesting for how both players play out this map.
Yeah, WaffleBox is going to open with Harmony, but two very small cards on their hand is going to make things tricky, possibly in the following, but getting that elitoscope right with it is going to enable them to continue trying to keep control, and well, that's going to be a very good lockdown for WaffleBox if it is not contested.
It is a very double-edged sword if we were to place it the long way, because it also blocks a lot of his cards from being comboed into that corner to get a special point.
That Elita is going to be fairly low, but is not going to be contested, and right now WaffleBox on their way to maybe lock TBL out of their side, looking to really confirm that, but not really getting it, and that Gucci though. Like, it's like having two big cards and two small cards, not really able to place anything anywhere of value.
It is very interesting because the big cards are not fitting into what seems to be Wafflebox's territory. A lot of times when you have those type of situations, you want to make the best out of it, but like right now, it seems like a little infiltration, but nothing too big as of right now.
Yeah, the 312 coming to WaffleBox's hand. WaffleBox is going to need to use the Ink Mine or the Sprinkler right now just to just to liberate a bit their hand and give themselves some options.
I do see a possibility. If Double Cookies have Chum, he could actually put it right next to Lil Judd, where he replaced Lil Judd. So we might have to wait and see. I mean, I personally do not know what else could happen here. It's just Double Gemini is just one of those maps.
One of those maps, and Shido 2 is going to allow the Double Cookies to really build some more points. No specials yet, but Double Cookies has so much room and much cleaner boards on their side and mid control.
It is fairly interesting to say because Double Gemini, like I said, it's just one of those maps. Angle cards are a lot of the cards that are not usually seen in your average square maps. It's just it gives you a lot more chances. It gives you a lot more of that wild card that you could place down and you could just overtake within just that one special card. And I would say right now, Double Cookie still, again, like all the two matches we played, and now we're seeing the third one. He has all the space. He can play into that space. It's just, oh, we just don't know what Waffle has in his hand. That just, we just don't know what Waffle wants to do right now. We, like I said, I thought Double Cookies would have won the last two matches, but Waffle somehow made it through with amazing plays. So we just don't
Yeah,
know.
but Waffle right now kinda struggling, and Double Cookie is not having any trouble putting the Spitballs down. And another small cars on the side of Waffle. I mean, at this point, there isn't any much room left for Waffle, so it's going to be small cards, it's going to be special build-up for these last few turns. And we're about to get to turn 5 and see what happens.
I just don't see a lot of space with WaffleBox, especially with the special coordination. I mean, there is some that you could potentially use, but it doesn't seem too strong. Like right here. If you use Rapid Blaster right there, you would be able to push at least a little bit further into the DblCookies territory. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be enough for a great push. Because DblCookies still has that giant space behind him.
Yeah, and getting to that giant space would cost WaffleBox all of their special points. Well, and they would need to get the Steel Eel in their hand right away to get there. And there's already a paintbrush there. DblCookies just keep building and having absolutely no problem with it, and we're going to see a very early Inkstorm on the side of WaffleBox, just trying to create some danger.
I don't know, especially since seeing how it is. That might be a better space to put it, but it's still risky for a lot of the plays here. Undercover Umbrella, maybe. It could work.
Costs 3, builds 3, that's a decent trade.
I was scared for a moment. I was like, where? Where could it have been taken? But I still think chump placement there is semi-okay. Maybe he's trying to give one special point just to infiltrate with Inkstorm. Inkstorm isn't a bad special at all, especially right now.
Yeah, not bad. He's going to give 1 special points to DBL though. With 3 turns left, we can expect DBL to use that to advantage.
It is really interesting. It's going to be really interesting. I don't know. Maybe Waffle has some other card that I haven't seen that could fit into the territory a little better. Or maybe DblCookies is saving up for a 6 special card and then it maybe has a smaller card. We just don't know what is happening. I mean, like right now, DblCookies try to use that big space into his advantage, but it looks like WaffleBox, especially with how he used Undercover Umbrella, it actually turned him over. So would would DblCookies be able to put down 2 specials if he has 2 special cards? Or I just don't know how would it be possible for DblCookies with the Shelly and Donnie coming in. A decent placement. You earn back 3 specials with the last turn. Goldie just fits right in. I think that just goes to Waffle then. We just don't know.
I think that should go to Double. Double was ahead in points, and that 312 is going to be very good.
There we go.
Gets a point on the board finally, finding a way to counter WaffleBox's crazy moves on Double Gemini. But
it was very tight, yes.
Yeah. But now we're going onto WaffleBox's counter pick. And WaffleBox only needs to win 1 more to advance to, I believe it's semi-final next.
It is interesting. I suggested that, you know, if Waffle and DblCookies were together fighting each other, I'd say this was already like the finals match almost, but we're just into round 2 here. It's actually interesting. It's just how good these players are. We're going to Lakefront Property with the counter pick from the Waffle. Lakefront Property is one of those another square maps, but it's so interesting with how empty the middle is. It's like you have to play around that small square that's just the void, the wall.
Yeah, and having that wall really pushes players to have to choose constantly. Do I try to go around it that way or the other way? And both players electing to go the same way right now. The Editor advancing a bit more than the ballpoint, and that means the Bloblobber is going to try to block things off. DBL looking to either contest that or go the other way with the Shiva and try to even things out. But WaffleBox looking maybe to establish a very good lock on their side of the map.
That Splat Charger, the way that it is going right now, maybe if he were to put it a little bit closer, yeah, right there, and it would play a big role, especially if DblCookies didn't have a card that could squeeze into the Splat Charger there. Oh, but they're both going for... Ooh, that was actually very close from both ends.
Yeah, very close Splat Charger duel, and that means WaffleBox is establishing that lockdown, that control of their side of the map, unless Double really manages to find a way to weasel in, and that means WaffleBox has the opportunity to prove that slushing machine and extend some points into Double's territory.
And then the captain play, very safe. I would say this has some potential for DblCookies, but it's, again, too early to determine anything. It is... Tableturf is just one of those game modes where you just don't know what could happen the next turn. Like Lil Judd. That not only blocks the special points, but it actually makes a great opportunity for DblCookies, especially if the card has no value with the special point there. So he has to work around, by he, I mean the WaffleBox, has to work around the right side a lot more than the left side now.
Yeah, but WaffleBox still has that blue dot there that's not useful anymore now that the Taco Rocker has been put on down by DBL, and right now it's just that little thorn on the side that those little blue dots that are like next to the Splat Charger are able maybe to get in if DBL has the two-sided cards to really push through. And that Inkstone is just going to make points and build a special. Okay, honestly, that's like a decent use of an Inkstone.
It wouldn't be terrible, I would say. I mean, is it not the best move? Yes, but sometimes you just have to do what it needs to do. It's just one of those moments. But I think he's trying to find out where he could place it to see...
What?
Oh!
What? You're not building special. Oh!
Not really building special. We don't know what's going on there.
That was a weird play, and that's a very nice hero shot, though.
It is a very nice hero shot, yes.
Good special points. And he's going to stop the Splat Charger.
It's very... Maybe Waffle thought he had enough space, so he's trying to combo off with how the block is shaved. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think Waffle wanted to have enough room to put the steel ill down, and putting it that way will like force that. But right now, that's we are pretty even both in points and in special. Well, scratch that, WaffleBox has the advantage with that move. And
6 is a very big number to have, and I think... Oh, Harmony.
Harmony is going to build 2 there, so that would be very good looking if there's a better spot, but I don't think he'll find it. Yeah, that's
It is
very good Harmony.
It is very, very interesting from both ends. I don't know how this could play out for anyone really. Ultra Stamp.
It's going to be a good triple versus Ultra Stamp. He's going to give a little points back to Double, but right now WaffleBox has the special points to get a bit more out of this last turn, and that means WaffleBox should get game 4. And that means WaffleBox advances to semifinals.
Wow, that is just... At first I was curious about what WaffleBox was doing there, but, well, could have fooled